morning, y'all. I have about an hour drive ahead of me, and so I thought I might just give some of my thoughts on what's going on right now. This thing with the bio mom and the Onora community, which I don't even want to get into them. That has nothing to do with me per se, but I hope this bio mom knows that she may be severing her parent-child relationship through the courts at this point by what she's doing and allowing these YouTubers to get involved in this situation. I do think that if she's following the steps that she's supposed to be following, that they would listen to her when it comes to her wishes of her child being on the internet or not being on the internet. So I think that's really a non-issue that she's making a big issue. I have feelings that she doesn't really understand what she's doing as a parent in the eyes of the court. That by her actions, she's showing them that she's not capable of putting her child's needs above her own. This thing about sending, let's just, for hypothetical reasons, let's just say it was grandma. And grandma knows the child knows grandma, Alicia knows who the grandma is. And I'm not saying that has anything to do with it, but let's just say that even Alicia knows who this person is. It wasn't a stranger off the street or anything like that. It's not how it's been presented. It's been presented as one of mom's friends. But even if it were a known relative, when you have your children in the court system and you have lost your ability to parent your children, you don't get to make those decisions. You don't get to pick and choose when and who goes to pick up that child, where they take them, for what reason. I understand what they're saying as why, but that does not, you don't do that. That's showing she doesn't have the capabilities to make a logical decision when it comes to her children. The courts are going to look at that. The caseworkers are going to look at that. She just doesn't have a clue what she's doing, and she may. This can bite you so bad. I don't understand why you would want to put your relationship in jeopardy to where you lose all parental rights. And that's essentially what she's done right now with the protective order, or the restraining order. It's been proven that she can't make a logical decision for her children, and the courts have decided that she needs to stay away while these decisions are being made. I feel so bad for this child right now. It's hard enough that, let's put the responsibility where the responsibility belongs. Mom lost custody to her children. Alicia didn't. Mom did. Mom did something in the eyes of the law, in the eyes of the Child Protective Services. And I am not one to say they get it right 100% of the time. I cannot stand here and be like, they're the end-all be-all. I can't. But if you lose your children, you go through the steps, you do the programs, you do the services that they want you to do, you go through reunification. This mom is putting blocks in between her ever reunifying with her children. And these YouTubers that think they're doing some great justice to her may be the ones that take your children away forever. It's not Alicia, it's you. It's YouTubers. It's a horrible situation, it really is. First and foremost, is the child truly going through a crisis? Highly possible. But it's also possible that this child is in its own crisis, not that we know of, but in the crisis of the fact that, I'm telling you, kids go through things that you would never think. Not my child. There's no reason for it. They've had everything they ever wanted, but this child hasn't. Look at what's going on with the situation. Mom lost custody. It wasn't like she's, oh, I can't pay my rent this month. I'm going to get evicted. Let me see if I can find a friend or family member to take the kids while I get on my feet. That's not what happened here. What happened here is that someone found out she was doing something she wasn't supposed to be doing and came in and took her children. This is not just this kinship thing is only to keep them out of true foster homes, period. I'm so frustrated to wake up to see all this. Contact the city, contact the news and the mayor and Lord, please hear me now. Do not contact a judge or judicial system in that area. You will hurt those children more than you ever dreamed of. It's insane to wake up to see what I saw on that community tab and what they want y'all to do. Please don't do it. Please do not do that to these kids. Because obviously something's going on. But what exactly are you going to do to make that situation better? And from my understanding, Mom gave the name of Alicia. Mom did. Mom said these people are capable of taking care of my children. They weren't chosen by the state. They were vetted, but it was Mom's decision. So she changed her mind? Okay. But if this child was in a medical emergency, she would still be in the hospital. And I'm not, it's neither here nor there on where she's at right now, but can y'all not see that maybe you're making a mistake? Just maybe? You have to understand, Mom made some decision for these children, whether it just be her using drugs. And typically it's not just her using drugs. They had to come in and something be wrong in her household. And that's a whole nother story. She don't even have a household to take this kid home to. Should she choose, should the court decide that she's met all of her drug testing needs, that her rehabilitations, in those circumstances, if those are met, she still hasn't met the burden to put a roof over the child's head. Why are you doing this? Why are you taking the only roof that's available at the moment from her? It's disappointing. I honestly can't imagine that maybe I have known, let's just put it this way, I've known a mom that, so dad was taking her to court and trying to take custody of the kids. Mom truly didn't want custody of the kids, but her family would look down on her if she didn't fight for her kids. So she was like, okay, do this and I'll act like I'm doing this and you'll get custody of the kids. And the court took them away from me, I didn't give them up, And there's people who do that. Do I know that this is what's going on? No, I don't. I mean, there's so many factors involved that people are just going by, oh, you need to take your kid back. No, she don't. You're missing something. Y'all are missing something. Every mother doesn't deserve their child. That's not true. Every child doesn't deserve their parent. Are you forgetting that this was not just like, hey, can my kid come spend the week with you while I get a job, or that's not what's going on here. Something happened for those children to be removed, and y'all are forgetting that because you don't like Alicia, period. It's not something that's happened to these children. They're not in some grave danger. Sorry. Something happened because mom made it happen. Do you think about it. Whatever happened with this child just the other day, it's because someone went to the house to try to get her. It's not, even, okay, let's say there has to be some of y'all out here that are in a co-parenting custody agreement with a court. Mother, father. I know there's same-sex relationships now. I'm not trying to say that, but just a co-parent. The one parent and the other parent, they have visiting rights or legal rights or different. You can know what the doctor said or not. There's all kinds of different variations of custodial relationships. But let's just say the child was with the dad, and mom thought something was going on over at dad's house. You don't just up and send someone over there to pick up the child. You can call in a welfare check. You can have the police go there and make sure that your concerns are not valid, and that if there is a danger, that something, they take care of it. But you can't just go to the other parent's house on their custodial time and take the child, or send someone else. That's kidnapping. Hello? You can't do this. I just don't understand why she don't see that there's something wrong with it. It was just... Do y'all hear my frustration? Come on. I am so frustrated. Why are these YouTubers getting involved in this situation to this degree? Why? From what I understand, she's lost monetization over there. Did she get it back? Because she wasn't going to do any more lives, and all of a sudden here she is doing lives. But why? Why are you doing this with this money? Then, okay, so I don't know. I haven't been in deep with this, but last I knew, they were helping the dad. Dad didn't even know his kids were in the state's care and put in Alicia's home. So they were going to help dad to fight to get his kids back. Because dad he didn't sign off on this. He didn't know what this was going on. Mom said last night, dad's a piece of crap. Hello? Dad's worse than Alicia's, she said. Who do you believe? Who do you help? How about you let the state and the caseworkers and the child protective services, and let all of them figure this out? They're trained to do this. And like I said, I know they make mistakes. But they have so many people on their caseload. Can you imagine getting handed... We're talking about one child. Talking about one child that's in a home with 12 or 11 other children. When a case gets handed over, they don't pick one child out. That person who is getting these messages that y'all are trying to push forward, that caseworker is getting handed 12 children to their caseload to try to figure out if everybody's safe, if everybody's getting services they need. Why are you doing this? You're hurting every one of those kids, but most importantly, you're hurting that child that you're trying to protect more than anything. You're hurting her. Kids in this system have already confusion of why they can't be with mom, what's right or wrong, if they're trauma bonded with mom and been through some situations that you don't know about. hurting this child. No matter how you look at it, you are hurting this child.